friends, welcome back to my channel. Not gonna lie, we're gonna talk about something a little bit weird today. Deodorant. Your comments were so helpful for my eyeshadow palettes that I want to buy video that I turn to you now for help with a less sexy topic, and that is deodorant. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm hoping for, what my struggles have been, and the products that I have used. And I have 6 deodorants to talk to you about because that's how many I've been working on for quite some time. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start with a disclaimer. I am not an expert on ingredients, but something that I have wanted to do is I've wanted to try to find a more natural deodorant. It's one facet of my body health, love, care thing that I really care about. I know that deodorant with aluminum in it is linked to a lot of really terrible things, and I know that while your body, your skin absorbs a lot of products and a lot of chemicals, like I'm sure Bath & Body Works lotion isn't good for me, the only fight I want to fight right now is natural deodorant. So I have tried a litany of products, and the problem I've had is a ton of people in my personal life have recommended natural deodorant. I've had some people in the comments through trash talks give me some advice on natural deodorant. But at the end of the day, I have 2 reoccurring problems with this desire to use more natural deodorant. The first problem is that it doesn't work at all. I'll put it on and then I'll just live my life, not go to the gym, just casually live my life, and I smell. And I'm somebody who is very self-conscious about smelling because I've been on the receiving end of body odor, and it's unpleasant. And when you start to smell, aside from taking a shower, there's not a ton you can do to combat it, and it just it sucks. I've had problems where I've gotten smelly and my sweat stains have made my clothes smell, and I can't take the clothes off. I'm stuck like this. I've had times where I can smell myself, and I think if I can smell myself and I don't smell nice, somebody else can definitely smell me. So that's one of the problems. The other problem is occasionally I'll find a deodorant that will work for a while, but then I don't know if my body just gets used to it really fast and it loses its odor eating properties, or if it just doesn't really work that well and it takes me a while to really realize it. I'm not sure. I think it's more number 1, but that also sucks. So I need to try to find a more powerful or a more potent natural deodorant, because I used to use the Oprah Winfrey stress release type of deodorant that you would click up. I think it was by Secret Clinical Strength. I think that was my go-to, and that was the best. And I haven't seemed to have found anything alternative wise that is as effective as that. And to be honest, I don't necessarily care if I sweat. That's a part of life. I don't necessarily care about that. I just don't want to smell. Just bare minimum, I don't want to smell bad. And that I don't think is too much to ask. So I'm going to show you guys the ones that I've used, tell you what's happened with them, and then if you have any recommendations, I beg of you, please share them with me because I need them. I need to not smell. It's a real thing in my life. So we'll start with the ones that I've used up completely. The first one that I have is this I Am Iron Man Fortune Cookie Soap Veggie Protein Deodorant. I have used a bunch of their veggie protein deodorants before. I typically get them in a sample. First off, I love the scent of this. If this is what Iron Man smells like, be my friend. He smells lovely. And I like the texture of this deodorant. I like the way it glides on. I have no problems with that. But it just is not impactful. I will find that when I first apply it, I can smell the scent of it. It's fragrance enough that I can smell almost like it's a perfume. That doesn't bother me. It smells nice. I'm a fan of that. But then I would say within 30 to 45 minutes of me just sweating a little bit, because I'm also gonna not lie, I'm a naturally sweaty person. When I get excited, I get sweaty. When I work out, I get sweaty. I don't know, I'm just a sweaty gal. And so this just doesn't last on me, and I typically apply deodorant just once a day. I could reapply this and it would work, but I'm not gonna live a life where in between students coming into my classroom I'm swiping on deodorant. That's just not a sustainable model. I'm not gonna live that way. So this did not work for me, and I have found that for some reason sometimes the deodorant will sting my underarms. When that happens, I'll stop using it. This one didn't do that, but I don't know if it's just like the fragrance that they use sometimes jives with me, sometimes doesn't, but this has been a no-go for me so far. Then I picked up at TJ Maxx this Schmidt's Snow Day natural deodorant. I don't know what a snow day smells like. It didn't really like have much of a scent, if I'm being honest. This is kind of a weird texture. It is, I believe, a baking soda based natural deodorant, so it almost has like a little bit of a grit. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Like sometimes after shaving in the morning and I would apply this, it would kind of bug my underarms. It was more like if I couldn't really apply it the same day that I had shaved. But aside from that, like, you know, for $5, it lasted me a long time. But the problem I had with this one was that it worked for like a few days and then I would smell myself. So I need a deodorant that is gonna last me more than a few days before my body adapts to it. So basically what was happening was like I would use multiple deodorants to try to just be able to continuously use them and get use out of my money, because natural deodorant can quickly add up. I mean, I'm showing you some lower price tags, but I mean, you're talking like, I've tried La Vanilla before, which is quite pricey for deodorant, and that didn't work for me either. So this one, texture is just okay, but it just didn't last long enough for me. Like, and when it did work all day, but I never got more than, I'd say, 4 back-to-back days of usage before I had to take a break from it and come back to it. So that's not a great model either. I also have one that I'm certainly not considering it natural, but this is not the clinical strength. It's the Secret Refresh Body Spray. Helps eliminate odor, mean stinks, fearlessly fresh. This was a like clearance item. This was part of like their like bullying cans that they came out with to, I don't know if it was to raise money or awareness about bullying, but this was just on clearance at Target, so I picked it up. Oh, this was bad. I was applying this all throughout the end of the school year. Didn't have any problems. I don't think there's aluminum in this, but it's certainly not natural. It's not good. And then we went to Italy, and I kid you not, I had, in my opinion, one of my most embarrassing moments. We were in Venice, and it was sweltering in Venice. And then we took a boat ride to Burano, and we were in this like enclosed boat, like on top of each other in the boat. We were with our like tour group for this boat ride. It was a 40-minute boat ride. And we literally were walking out of the boat, and I said to Ben, I was like, I smell. I can smell myself. Like, it's in my dress. I smell. And I've been sweating all day. Like, this is bad. And he leaned over and he was like, yeah, it's bad. So not only do we have a close quarter 40-minute boat ride, but then we had like dinner. Like, it was probably we probably had 4 more hours of trip when I acknowledged and recognized that I smelled so bad. And I was like embarrassed. I went to the bathroom when we got to Burano. I like tried to wash my armpits. I literally put hand sanitizer in my armpits because I didn't want to, but it didn't matter because it was my dress. It was the underarms of my dress that had absorbed all of that odor. So this failed me. And then after that, I had to actually use Ben's deodorant for the rest of the trip because this was not working. It was not combating anything. And so this doesn't work for me either. I have finished it off because I didn't have a ton of it left when I went to Italy. I did finish it off when we came home, but this is also not a deodorant that I can use. And it's not a good deodorant anyway. It's Secret. I feel like any of like the mainstream ones you can get at Walmart probably aren't great for you, but I mean, I'm trying real hard, and it's not working. Then we have another one. This I have not finished. This is the Piper Way Natural Deodorant. I picked this up because Cherish, who I watch on YouTube, recommended this. And she was totally transparent about the fact that it's in a pot. You have to scrape it out and apply it. And that, I don't really care about that, to be honest, because I can just wash my hands and go about my day. It doesn't bother me. But my problem is that I can't seem to spread it over my armpit. Like, I have a really hard time picking it up and then being able to, I don't know, blending the armpits, a thing we're talking about now, apparently. I can't like blend it in. And when I would like apply it in a sort of haphazard way, it didn't work. So I just think it's because I can't actually like get it to be emollient enough to apply. I don't know if I need to try a different technique, like warming it up in my hands and then applying it. But I just seem to struggle with the application, and thus I'm not getting the most effectiveness out of it because it also wasn't totally combating my scent. So, I mean, how many times can I say that in this video? So this one, I wouldn't necessarily say I am gung-ho. I'm going to try to use it up because it was on the pricier side. I do know that she tried the stick version and did not speak highly of it, so I probably won't want to try that version. But if you guys have any application recommendations for this, let me know because it is relatively full. Oh, did you think we were done? No, we have 2 more deodorants to talk about because this is like an extensive problem we haven't talked about with you guys before. The next one that I have is what I basically went to after I had tried. I think I was like rotating 3 natural deodorants and I was like, I give up. I quit. I will try something else. So I went with the Degree Motion Sense Dry Spray in Sexy Intrigue. I'm pretty sure this was also on clearance. I don't recall seeing aluminum in the ingredients unless they use some like fancy sciencey word for aluminum that I don't recognize. But this is fine. I just personally would prefer to use something a bit more natural. This can get the job done, but I would say that I can't get through a whole can before I notice that I don't always survive the day. Like I still have to switch a little bit. And for a time I was switching between the Secret and the Degree. And I'll also be honest, despite having 2 spray cans, I really don't like spray deodorant. I find that it like leaves this weird cloud that you breathe in. It just doesn't seem healthy or good. I don't know. So once this is gone, I would like to not repurchase this, but I was intrigued by the motion sense because it's supposed to be like the deodorant is more active when you're in motion. I mean, okay. So it's fine, but it's not what I'm ultimately hoping to be able to use long term. The last one that we have, this was spoken about by Tati, and I am really conservative in how much value I place in really big YouTubers' opinions, especially on things that I don't necessarily hear a lot about or is not a part of their mainstream content, and deodorant is not a part of hers. But I was desperate, and when she talked about it, I was like, yes, sign me up, I will get this. So this is called Myro. It is, I believe, a product that I can just buy deodorant for and just put back into this packaging. I never took the stickers off of it because I'm lazy, but it comes in a container like this. It's very nice. I don't recall it being super expensive, but I have 2 issues with this. My first issue is that it is super soft. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this if you wanted to see my deodorant stick, but you can see that it is like blending in with the outer packaging. And when I go to twist it up, it like doesn't twist very well. And when I apply it, if I'm not super careful, I apply like a huge glob of it and it's just very soft. I don't know if that is indicative of the fact that it's natural and that's why, or if I just didn't take good enough care of this. But again, this is a lot like Fortune Cookie soap one. I find that I like the smell of it, and when I put it on, I can smell it. But I would say like after 45 minutes to an hour, I feel like I start to smell and I need to reapply it. And again, I want to be able to go through an entire day and not have to reapply deodorant. And I don't know, like maybe I'm a uniquely sweaty beast and I just can't live that life and I have to accept it after 30 years. I just have to accept the fact that I'm a carry around deodorant and constantly reapply it person. But this, I was hoping it was going to be the answer to my prayers, and it wasn't. I'll finish using it up because right now I'm switching off between these 2, but I certainly won't rebuy it. So there it is. Everything you never asked for about my armpits. I really am looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. I will admit that I have heard about Native through podcast advertising, and I'm considering trying out Native, but I really wanted to hear from you, my friends, who might have more experience versus just a paid advertisement. So if Native is wonderful, tell me down below. If you have something else that isn't one of these or La Vanilla, let me know down below, because I've tried even more deodorants than I've compiled for this video. I just got tired of keeping cans of stuff or containers of stuff, so I've gotten rid of them or put them into a trash talk already. But I just thought it was an important topic. You were very helpful with my eyeshadow, so I appreciate you sitting through a chat about my underarms, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video real soon. Bye.